What's up, guys? Pokémon here, and what's something that is selling that you might not know is selling? Stay tuned. We're going to go through it.
Woo! Yeah!
What's up, Pokémon? You guys, we got to start looking at some stuff and just start looking at some trends of things that are actually having a sell through rate. So, opening monologue, I kind of talked about what's something that's selling that you might not be knowing. Well, we're going to go through TCG Player and look at each and every one of them and to see maybe if it's time for you to sell and invest somewhere else, or if it's time for you to start picking these up before you miss the boat. This isn't a 151 type deal. 151's kind of it's dead and gone, I think. If you have a position in it, great. If you don't, I don't think I'd put a bunch of money into it right now unless you find it at a steal almost. So before we do that though, guys, remember put episode, like and subscribe. If you guys got any questions, comments, anything like that for a video, definitely let me know down below. And remember, always think about what the question of the day is. And today it's going to be, what product is out there that you think is the best buy right now? What product? Put in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have mine pinned in the comment section as well. Now, before we do that, we're going to go to Power to the Players, GameStop. Now, you start looking at GameStop. Now, if you've seen my buys and tries video from about a week ago, you'd see that I did buy the Moltres ETB, or not ETB, but UPC. It was $179.99 is what I paid for it, or something, or 170.99. I don't even know. Now, you'll notice that it has went up on the site. Now it is at 261. Okay. Now, I've talked about this one before. It's not available. Okay. But when I got it, it just happened to be that way. If you watch my buys and tries video after I published it, you're able to get it. It was up there for at least 2 or 3 hours, I think. But this one right here, of course, MSRP is supposed to be around 129, I believe. Okay, but this is a product that's only at GameStop, so MSRP is irrelevant because GameStop can price it whatever they want. So it doesn't really matter what they say MSRP is on it. The market is the market. That is MSRP for this product because you can't buy it anywhere else. All right. Now, this has went up. The reason for that is because GameStop's going to fluctuate their prices whenever the market goes up. That's just what they're going to do. GameStop does this time and time again. That's why the Ascended Heroes ETBs at $95. You can not add to cart. It says you can. I know you can't. We're going to refresh it. It's going to say not available. Well, it won't let you add to cart. Now, if we go through this again, you're going to see, though, that the UPCs for the Charizard, those you can add to cart. Okay. So if I add one of those to the cart, it'll let me do it. I'm good to go. Why is that? Because you can still buy these cheaper anywhere else, whether it be from an LGS. You can go to stores and still pick these up at like Target. And remember, these were printed back in March of 25 and they came out in July of 25. They printed a non-TCG kind of said that they printed an estimation of about 3 million of these products, which is crazy. But I'm telling you, from the previous Charizard UPC we have the Sword and Shield era, if you can find these anywhere, pick them up. They're they're a 189. It's not going to be on here forever. These are going to go up past $200 as soon as TCG Player starts getting close to about that 189 mark. GameStop's going to increase their price. Okay, I talked with PokeHobs about this too, and he 100% sees this and thinks it's going to happen as well because GameStop, they're kind of greasy, guys. They're going to do whatever they can to make the money. And the other thing I can tell you too is if you do need a classic collection, all right, you can add these to cart. You can add up to 10 of these. Okay, I'm not saying that get 10 of them, but I'm telling you, go through the history of Pokemon. When I made a video on this, and then 3 days later, Alpha Investments Rudy made a video on it. I'm not saying he watched my video and was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. What I'm telling you is if I could see this, and I'm not no guru, but then if Rudy sees it a couple days later, I'm telling you this is a play. The last time Pokemon made a product like this was, I'll wait, they never did. This is the only time we've ever had a product like this, guys. It's a very special product. You have the 3 leather bound cases that are in there. Cases are super nice. The deck boxes. It comes with the 3 decks. You got Charizard, a Blastoise, and a Venusaur, the CLC, the CLB, and the CLV. Okay. The classic Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard decks. The cards are awesome. You can't play with them in tournament, of course, but I'm telling you, $380 if you're a pro member, which everybody should be. I plug this all the time. Be a GameStop pro member. It gives you zero benefits. You get to pay money for nothing. So if you like that and you're sold on it, GameStop pro membership. But I'm telling you, once these start to go through a little bit more, because they printed a lot of these guys, a ton of them. A year ago, this time you could buy them at Sam's Club for $200, $197.98 or something. So if this starts going up here on GameStop, that means the sell-through rate on TCG Player and eBay are going pretty fast. Now, let's get out of here. All right, let's see if there's anything else going on in here. Pokeballs and a bunch of graded cards. These are a lot of the classic collection right here. The graded cards. They're overpriced probably, but and the other thing too is with graded cards for PSA 9s. If you are scouring the internet when a card's going to spike, the PSA 9s here on GameStop do not increase with the market fast enough. You can sometimes buy stuff on GameStop and get it. You can time the market where if they go up on eBay or TCG Player, they may not go on GameStop up in value for a day or two. So you can sometimes time the market there. Now, let's go to TCG Player, and what we're going to type in basically is Pokemon cards, and then we're going to put sealed products that are selling the best. Okay. Now, the first one you have is the Ascended Heroes ETB. Let's look through these again, guys. About $115 with $2 shipping on these. Okay. You got a bunch of stuff that's opened or whatever it is. Let's get to actually stuff that's sealed right here. $115. Not a starred seller. $110 plus $8 shipping, so about $118, $120 is what you got for them. Looking at the sell-through rate on these for the last month, okay, they're selling 300, 175, 190, 180, 50 sold just the last day or so. Are they selling? Absolutely. You're not seeing multiple sales. This guy did buy 10 of them at $116 today, actually. A little bit wild there, but they are selling for about $120. So these are still going to be a tough item you're going to find on the shelves, because if you go to Walmart, people are going to clean these out because they can buy them for $60 plus your tax. You're going to be right around $65, $66. You can turn around and sell them for $120. Okay. Now, the 120 skewed though, because you got a 15% you got to add on top of that. So at the $120, you're going to take the 15% off of that. So that's going to be roughly about $18 to $20. Plus you got your shipping you have to pay for. Okay. Shipping for these is going to cost you, let's just assume $10. So whatever you sell these for, you're going to be $30 off of that about, which is it worth it? Oh, sorry, that I had to pause the video. Started having a coughing attack. Still feeling a little bit under the weather, but let's take $30 off this one. So let's say it's $120. That's going to put you at $90 there after you ship it, do all that stuff. We're not assuming, your time is money type deal, driving to the post office to send this, whatever it is. We'll just say $30 off that. So you're going to be at $90. So the difference between the $65 and the $90, 65 what you paid for it, the 90 what you sold for it for your profit. Okay, you're going to be about a $25 difference there. So if someone were to buy 2 or 3 of these and they have them and they sell them, they can make $75. Sure. Do I think it's worth it? I don't think it's worth it, but that's just me. I would rather make my money somewhere else, I guess. So you're going to start seeing these falling off not falling off the shelves, but being taken off the shelves just as fast until this ETB price gets down to around that $100. Once it gets around that $100 mark, okay, that's, to me, that's always the key. If you take away the $20 to $25, then you're down to $75 for shipping and then your fees. Then you paid $65 for it. Then you start saying, hey, is $10 worth it? That's when a lot of people, I think, start walking away from it. That's just me. But, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, the other one we're going to see that's having a pretty good sell-through rate here is the Perfect Order. Perfect Order pre-release on these are $240. Let's go back 3 months on this and see what this was at. This started at about $250 back in January, okay? This got all the way down to $197, and I did see these online, not TCG Player, for $189.99, okay? This thing plummeted. Was it the time to buy? It absolutely was. Perfect Order has gone back up to a high now of $250, and it's now selling for right around $234. That's with free shipping. So let's check it out. We got one each, one each, one each. They're all around that $233, $234 mark. Okay. They are selling. All right. Current quantities 387 available. Current sellers, there's 18 people selling them. Okay. Now, when you start seeing these listings that they're selling, they're pre-ordering, this guy has 119 of them available. All right. 119 of them. There's a lot of people that are getting this product. Is there a ton produced? I don't know. Anon TCG and Rudy from Alpha Investments do not think so. But I mean, we'll see once distro comes out here on the 27th. So, do I think now is the time to get perfect order? I think perfect order is a good time to get stuff. A perfect time. Okay. So it is selling through pretty fast. Now, Ascended Heroes, the Pokemon Center ETB, this one has gone a little bit metabolic, not diabolic, maybe metabolic. But when we start seeing this one, 119 for sale, 77 current sellers. Okay. Now, why is that? You can only order 2 at a time from the Pokemon Center. So it makes sense it's about half. Now you start seeing these, you got $338, 330, 320, 310. 350 is pretty high for that one. The ones with pictures has a rip and a tear for 320. If you're going to buy one with a rip and a tear, you might as well spend the extra $10 and get a clean one. That's just me. I mean, you can go to Pokebeard, he'd tell you the same thing. Now you start seeing these, you're going to see people that have these for sale. Usually it's one of two is what it is because you only get the two. Now these ones are different, okay? We'll go through the 1 month. These start at about 350. These are the pre-order for them, okay? Then they plummeted down to about 223. This was a buyout type deal. This was not what they were selling for, guys. When they got to about the 350 mark, that's when they were still selling for 350, and that was for about a day. Then they went up to 300. Now they're back up to 325. These are still a pretty good deal at 325. I wish they would have stayed below 300. I would have bought some, but at 325, they're starting to get up there. It's the shoulda, coulda, woulda crowd, and I am part of that crowd. So really wish I would have pulled the trigger. But Ascended Heroes, the sell-through rate on these is not something that is crazy. They're selling anywhere from 8 to 30 of these a day. All right. Now, let's go through some other ones. Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer Box cases, of course. These were for sale on GameStop. You could buy them. Evolving Skies, popular box at 2,500. We're not going to really look at that. Phantasmal Flames right here. The cases of these have went a little bit nuts. Phantasmal Flames dipped around that $200 mark and now has skyrocketed. So when you start seeing the cases of these are $1,900, $2,000, $2,000, $2,000. The ones that are available on here, you got 40 that are currently available, 19 sellers. Okay. $2,000 is what it is. Let's take a look at the highest one on this one. Okay. The highest price case we have is 6,500. That's an outlier. That's crazy. But then you have $3,000. Okay. You are basically going to be, I mean, we're talking less than 30 cases away from this being a $2,100 to $2,200 case. And then it goes to 2,500 real quick. So Phantasmal Flames, is there a chance of reprint? Absolutely. Would I buy this at 2,000? I don't know that I would. If it had a box topper like a Mega Evolution, I might. Let's go through some other ones. The Mega Charizard, this is a 185, getting really close to that GameStop price of 189. Now remember, when that GameStop price gets that 189, that's price on this is going to jump up because they're going to rather sell that on their site versus TCG Player. They want people to buy it off the site, of course. So this one, how's the sell-through rate on it? Well, you have 2,000 sellers, or 2,000 listed with 237 actual sellers. $188 are selling all day long, like hotcakes. Now, let's take a look and see how long we have to go before we don't hit that $190 mark. So we have, I'm not sure how many are available there. We'll check it out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This guy's got 20 of them, 28 of them, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 38, 39. So about 39 of them. That gets us to 200 right here. So about 39 plus. So you're about 50 of these away from being a $200 box. Remember, you have 1,900 of these available. So once you take 50 of those away, that goes from 185 to 200. That's not very long, guys. Not very long at all. Okay. Look at the 1 month chart on this one. Yes, it did have a huge spike, I guess, at this $84. But this is when people are trying to manipulate the market and they listed them on there. I did a video on this when it happened. Then it went to 176 and stayed around there. This thing has dropped only to 156. If we look at it, yeah, I got down to about 140, 145. This thing has never dipped below MSRP, guys. We thought maybe it could get to $100. It just didn't happen. And this one's going to keep going up. This product, it will be, and it's not like if it will be a $300 item in probably a year. I think this time next year, you're at 300 bucks. So all the ones you buy right now, just assume any of you give an MSRP, you're going to be over double your money. That's just me. I'm just telling you. Why do people like to buy it? It's a great product. 18 packs. The Oricorio, Charizard promos, they're fire. So I don't know what to tell you. This thing is it's a no brainer even at 185 still. Would I buy one of these versus a booster box? I think these go up faster in a booster box, but I mean their high end is not going to be as high as a booster box, but their middle ground they're going to reach that a lot faster than a booster box would. It just that's how the Charizard UPC, the white one from Sword and Shield, did. Let's take a look at a couple more items. If I can get out of this, got myself down a rabbit hole. Senate Heroes mini tin displays have been going nuts. This one right here, the Ultra Premium Collection for 151. I don't want to talk about 151 much, but this thing is going nuts. Market price at $1,000. This thing, I don't. 1,000's too much for it. This should be about a $800 to $900 box. That's just me. I think it's just going really crazy right now. But other one we're going to talk about is Phantasmal Flames. This booster box right here has went up pretty quick, and we talked about it before with the actual sealed cases, but this is over a $300 box now. So if you have Phantasmal Flames, congratulations, because you have probably made $100 on your profit from your product. Last one I want to look at is Shroud Fables. Okay, you can still buy these for $79, $73 on some sites. Shroud Fables was a very short print. These ETBs are $89, and they go from $89 for a little while, but you only have 89 of these available, guys. 45 sellers. Shroud Fable was such a small print. If you don't have a Shroud Fable ETB, you need to get one. And the crazy thing is let me show you. Shroud Fable ETB, the regular one, is $89, but let's look at the Pokemon Center one. Here's your Pokemon Center one, guys. They are $150. $150. So if you're going to spend $89 for a regular Shroud Fable, get the Pokemon Center one. You get the extra pack in there. You get the 2 promos. Do it. Shroud Fables is a great product. It just blows my mind. Here we have 68 of these available, 36 sellers. If you don't have a Shroud Fables PC ETB, I would grab one now because the stuff only goes up. I don't know what to tell you. The Duskull, I believe, is the actual promo that's in this one. You know what? I can't remember if it's the Duskull or not. But let's see if we got. Nope, it doesn't show. Oh no, right there. I can't think which Pokemon that is. But Shroud Fable, I think it's a pretty good set. I think it's a highly underrated set. Is it just as good as Perfect Order? I think Shroud Fable and Perfect Order, they're really close sets in comparison to me. Shroud Fable, of course, was a specialty set, so there's only ETBs and booster bundles and some ancillary products, where Perfect Order has booster boxes, but set size, pretty small set size. So, well, guys, I've been sitting here spewing things out, but let me know, you guys, in the comments below. Let me know what product you think is going to go exponentially high that you should be buying right now. I think Perfect Order is a good one to jump in on right now. 151, I'm going to kind of stay away from unless some things really come up where they're a good deal. If you check out my video from yesterday when I went to the Comic Con, I was able to pick up a 151 UPC. It was a great price, so I couldn't pass it up. But yeah, guys, other than that, Pokepasoda, remember, like and subscribe. And as always, catch them all.